Welcome everybody. I am live because I have to push my wares. That's actually in a response to Marcus Killigrew in the chat saying, "You're going live again?" Yes, I am. Push the product, baby. So anyway, this is, well, I don't know if it's an episode of 80 2026 because I have no idea where David's at. We talked yesterday about going on today about this time, and then I've been able to get a hold of him today. So maybe something has come up of urgent importance that is occupying him. But if he gets back in, I'm sure he will drop by. But regardless, I got to get this drawing done. This one right here. Actually, the drawing is done, but I got to marker this baby up. And then I'm throwing it just right on the campaign page for anybody that wants to buy it and thus supporting the campaign. See, it's all part of my master plan. So we'll take a quick look to see who's joined us so far. We're about split on X and YouTube, so I guess that's good. My throat's a little scratchy. Those darn grandkids are like sick all the time, and they're giving it to me. Chris Starr says, "Good afternoon, good sir. Good afternoon, good sir. Thank you." Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is always here. JP Roca is joining us as the aforementioned Marcus Kilgrew, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge. TA 58008 says, "Aaron, have you decided which anime character you're drawing next week?" Stealth hasn't officially put in his request for the show, the Graybeard Studio, next week. So I'll decide then. I'll decide at the last possible moment, probably. I might surprise you. I might actually get really focused and say, you know what? As much as I hate this crap, I'm going to turn out a good piece. So look out. Anything could happen. Matthew Muma is here. Art of Roy joining us. Why doesn't Dan join to support these last second Wall Street? Well, because if I have everybody come on that's on Graybeards, it's just another episode of Graybeards. So these are just sort of me last minute, and occasionally David when he's available. And one of the reasons I do it with David is because David and I used to do a two-man show before it became Graybeards. And so this is kind of like a little, for us, kind of a, it's Graybeards is performance art. This is just art. So, it's less pressure, as ridiculous as that may sound. So I don't really invite anybody on to do this with me. I just do it. So there you go. Marcus Killigrew says, "Of course, manga and anime are the devil's work." Yeah, well, that would explain why they're making so much money and we're not. All right, so I'm going to switch cameras up here, and I'm not going to ink wash this like I did the other ones previously. I'm going to marker this one, just because. So I spent early morning, not early morning, but earlier than this show, loading up my pens. So what I think I'm going to do, I used to do everything in kind of like neutral gray. And then I saw that Adam Hughes, years ago, was using warm grays to do his flesh tones. I thought, okay, I'll copy what Adam's doing, like everybody else does. And so I kind of got into the habit of doing that, but not so much recently. So get rid of some of this blue line here. It's all over the place. And then in true Aaron fashion, I'm going to start with I'm doing Copics today, so I'm going to start with a warm 0 and kind of lay down a coat of warm gray. And then build up from there. So this is pretty light. And I'll go back in if I want to drop in some white highlights. I'll go do that later. There's probably to be one right there on that cheek. So again, I actually learned to use markers back in my commercial art days before I got into comics. And it was very much about being quick, laying the stuff in there and moving on. So I was never trying to get like an airbrushy kind of effect. It was more about getting the darker shapes, shadows, everything just knocked in there. Because we were doing we called comps. So you get marker bond paper, and like if an ad agency wanted to see what an ad might look like, you would whip up a comp, and that was a pen and ink and then marker drawing so that they could kind of visualize what the ad might look like. And so, yeah, we wanted it to look decent, look nice, but it was still kind of a quick draw. And I was always one that wanted to, noodle everything and, make every line perfect and go in with the marker and try to make it look all airbrush in. They were like telling me, no, don't do that, Aaron. That's not how we do it. And so it taught me to be a lot quicker when I'm laying this stuff in. I mean, I still do some noodling, of course, but so then I'll hit that down, and then I'll go back in with a 0 just to kind of blend the edge a little bit here. So all this ends up looking a little bit chunkier. And again, I'm not really concerned about getting that sort of perfect airbrush blend. But once you get that marker down on the paper, these blend practically by themselves once you get a layer of marker on there, as you can see. Because the paper just gets more soaked and wet, and so you're automatically going to get a blend, even if you're not necessarily trying to. It'll kind of do it on its own. And then I'll just go back in real quick and hit it with a 0 again on the edge. What am I doing here? Yep. Okay. Back to a 2. So I'm working on this hand. So just in case you're new around here, what I'm working on is, I guess what I would call a promo piece for a project that I currently have. Yep, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Williams.
You're gay.
Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, why didn't you call?
I did, huh?
Why didn't you call?
I called twice.
No, you didn't. It's not on my phone.
Dude, I called twice.
There ain't no way you called twice.
I'm telling you, I called twice.
Did you call my home, the landline, or my cell phone?
That's a good question.
See?
I might have called your cell phone.
See, I don't answer my cell phone.
Okay, well, is that my fault?
Yes, because I told you I'd call you back on my landline.
Oh my gosh. All right, whatever.
Hold on, I'm looking. Yeah, I see him, but I don't answer my cell phone.
Okay, well, so basically you're just saying you don't answer your phone and that's my fault.
Yeah, I said call my landline.
Well, I just pushed the last number that was on there. All right, dude, you're behind, man. Get working on that chick.
Man,
Everybody wants to see that finished.
I don't think they do.
I think they do. I do.
You're the only one.
Well, that's not true.
You should sing that song all by myself.
Yeah, I was, but now I'm here. I've got my friend has arrived.
Gosh. Dang it, AA Ron.
Well, you know, I at least I put a link.
Yeah. But,
all right. Well, next time you don't answer the phone, I'll go, oh, okay, I must be calling the landline.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, guess what? Remember I found the little tray?
Yes.
I lost it again.
Look, I know for a fact that your studio is not that big. So how in the world?
Dude, I don't know. I was tearing the studio up trying to find it. I said, it was right here. I showed it on the show. You know, I can't find it. It's crazy.
Well, are you using markers or are you going to use...
No, I'm using all, ink and brush.
Wow, okay.
But now I have to put the ink in these little water bottle caps.
Hey, this morning I was filling my markers because I have not used them in so long. Mainly, I guess, because I haven't been to a convention in forever. But those of you in Washington, I am going to, I got confirmation today, I am going to the Washington State SummerCon, so I will be there.
When is this happening?
June 19th through the 21st. And I did hear from the Zorro people.
Oh, yeah? What'd they say?
Well, they said that the script to the second issue will be coming shortly. So
cool.
I had no idea if I was going to be still working on that or what it was going to happen, but apparently it's going to happen, or it's continuing to happen, so that's good.
Sweet.
A little bit of a paycheck never hurt anybody, especially me. So I'm using just a 0 through, using a 0, a 2, and a 3, a warm gray on her flesh tones.
Look at you.
I haven't done like a convention commission in like forever. And I don't know if I haven't been pushing them hard enough or if just nobody wants them anymore. I don't know. I keep hearing guys go to shows and going, yeah, I was doing convention sketches and stuff. And I go, no one even asked me to do them anymore. I guess I should put up a sign or something.
I think so.
Maybe they just assume I'm not doing them.
Well, I mean, you have your setup. It doesn't look like it's like the artist is there to draw. It looks like product.
Yeah, it's true. So basically, every time I put down a darker value here, then I'll hit it with that 0 again to kind of blend it softly, and boom, there you go. It's like magic. So I sent David the page, the last page I did for Primal Zone, which is the Barbaric Adventure story.
It's fire.
Thank you, sir. I have not ink washed it yet, but I did finish inking it.
It's going to be crazy if you can maintain that level all the way through.
Well, that's the goal, man. I want to have at least a couple of projects in my life where you're able to go like next level, and people go, oh, so that's what the guy can do when he has a little time.
Absolutely.
Right now, I'm working on the cover, the new or the limited cover that only is in the big Barbaric box. And it's so funny when you use photo reference, because I was using one of the Doc Savage. I've got James Bama's photo file for all of his Doc Savage covers.
Uh-huh.
And so I was using those, as reference. It's like whenever you use photo reference, it's like it's never as interesting as when you draw it from your head, because the guys aren't buffed enough. Even when they're buffed, they're not buffed enough. And so I've been like just augmenting. I started working on it last night, and I'm like, this figure, because when it's small, like the color study that I put on the campaign page, yeah, it looks fine. But then you blow it up to, it's going to be 18 by 24 painting. It's like, so you got this huge figure, and you're like, yeah, that doesn't really work. And so I've been messing with the figure, and I can't quite get it the way I want it right yet, but I will. So I'm going with a darker for this her animal skin top here, and I'm going with a darker warm gray, like a number 4. I'm still going in here. Instead of blending with a 0, I'm going to blend with a 1. I want this whole thing to be darker. It's going to take a little bit of work to get it there, but should I go in and make her hair actually red, or should I just keep it consistent and keep it a gray? That was directed at you, David.
Hold on, I gotta let my dogs out.
Yeah. I might go with a warm. I might go a gray 5. Right there. See that? It's a 5. I don't know. Can you see that? Because I really want to make sure that her top and bottom here separate.
Gosh.
So we got a couple more backers yesterday, so we're inching closer to 400 backers, which means more art raffle.
I want 1,000 backers. Come on, people.
At least 1,000. We're under 3 weeks.
We can do it with your help, people. Come on. Come on.
With your help, we can do it.
Ay, ay, ay. I have a feeling I'm going to mess this up.
Now, I have that feeling every time I do something like this. It's like you get to a certain point and you go, God, the inks look pretty good on this. I better leave it alone. But you're like, no,
I have to F it up.
Yeah, keep pushing. Well, and I've had people ask me, well, actually you did, I think, if, you know, you ink a really nice looking page, like in my Primal Zone story, and like you start sweating bullets that, oh yeah, I'm going to ink wash it, and you're afraid you're going to ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of look at it like my intention the whole time was to ink wash it. So even if the inks look really good, I still look at the pages that are just inked, or the page that is finished, it's just inked, and I think, man, that feels like it needs to be colored. And then, so I'm basically coloring it with ink wash. And so I think I've just already accepted that's part of what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
so it's not like, oh my gosh, I don't want to screw this up by ink washing it. I'm like, well, it needs to be ink washed. That's what my whole intention was. And so I just look at it as not being finished.
Gotcha.
So you guys in the chat that are like convention goers like Marcus and other people that go regularly to cons, is there still a lot of people doing con commissions? I mean, is it
Well, I know people still do a lot of con commissions. It's almost like their job instead of comics.
it's the weird, I mean, it's weird because online commissions are still, you know, strong, it seems, but um like I said, I don't think I've done a convention sketch at San Diego since COVID,
Wow.
which is remarkable.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't put up a sign or anything, but no one's even asked. Usually when I go to shows, or when I used to, anyway, I would get at least 10 requests, the very minimum. Now, granted, that was back when everybody was charging like $100 for a con sketch, and so it was, I think probably a lot more people could afford them. And I would do full marker like this, single character full marker, like $100, and I finally raised my prices to I think the last con commission I did, I would do a single character markered for 200. So that's inked and markered for $200, which is a really good price. I don't know what I'm charging now, because I haven't done it in so long, but I just found it bizarre that I just like no one. But you know what it is also, I think? The fact that I have not been on a mainstream book for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because, people, they seek out artists that are working on books that they're reading. And if you're not,
I don't know if it's a veteran like yourself and you have the pedigree and all this other kind of stuff, the stuff you worked on just lasts a lifetime. They ultimately just want their favorite character drawn. So I wouldn't lower prices or anything like that.
I'm not going to lower the prices, but I just trying to figure out why I haven't had any.
I mean, I charge $400 for a full color at a show.
Well, full color. But you would consider like even a gray marker?
It's still color.
Well, that's true. Well, that's what everybody says to do, is like raise the price so you don't have to do as many, but you still make the same amount of money.
Yep.
Well, I've been making the same amount of money, $0 for. But I will put up a sign this year, both at the SummerCon in Puyallup, Washington, as well as San Diego. And as of right now, those are the only 2 shows I'm going to.
How far is it from your home?
It's almost the same distance to Seattle, which is like 3.5 hours.
Okay, gotcha.
Because you get up to Tacoma, and then instead of going north to Seattle, you go east to Puyallup, and it's about the same distance. So I was thinking that Puyallup was a lot. When I first went to the show, I was like, I couldn't believe how long it took me to get up there, because I was thinking Puyallup was more like around the middle of the state, like Olympia, but it ain't. So, but now I know what I'm in for. So, but of course, everything out. You're right in the sense that everything after COVID has been me selling books,
Mhm.
and kind of focusing on that and merchandise, and not so much the art. So, and now it's San Diego. My gosh, I have 3 issues of Wraith of God. I have Garbage Man trade paperback, Power Cube trade paperback, and Kit Carter. So I have a ton. This Barbaric Adventures, I would hope would be at the printer by then, but I don't know that I'll have it. It won't be fulfilled yet, so I won't be able to sell copies of it, even if I have them, unless everybody's already got theirs the back. But still, I will have a lot of product. But I still make most of my money selling original artwork, just stuff out of my portfolio, not
Yeah.
new stuff. But unfortunately, I'm running out of that. I don't have a lot of Justice League art left and things like that people tend to gravitate to. All right, so that chick is done. She's cooked. Oh, so my question was, should I make her hair red, or just keep it consistent with the gray?
Yeah, on that original piece?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not going to be in the book, right? It's going to be in your
Right.
sketchbook.
It'll be in the sketchbook, but it's not going to be in the.
Yeah, just make it red. Just play around with it.
Because that would,
be a nice graphic.
Yeah, and the dinosaur will then be able to see it easier as it blows.
Yeah.
When they're.
Wait, aren't animals mostly colorblind?
Why are you asking me that? What is this, like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom or something? I have no idea.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought white men knew everything.
I only pretend that I do. I still have some of my. I was talking earlier before you got on here about doing marker comps and stuff for commercial art purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a big, I don't know what you'd call it, a bunch of displays for it wasn't AT&T, who was it? It was some cellular phone service, and they had a big party at San Diego, and they like in one of those hotel balcony type things,
Mm-hmm.
and they had all of this, like they had big cardboard, big stand-up signs and different, things set up that were all comic book related, that were, basically to sell their phones.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember how I got this job, but they called me and asked me to do all this artwork, for their displays and everything. And they were going to have at this party.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do a bunch of like marker comps to show them what I was going to do, which was, I've been using markers to do convention sketches or just like this, but I hadn't done any real advertising work in a long time. So that was kind of cool. I went to the party, and in typical Aaron fashion, I didn't know anybody. There was a ton of comic pros there, but none of them that I knew because I never socialized.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just walked around, looked at my stuff, and then left. Yeah, well, that's me.
Yeah. On to the next thing.
Yeah. Up these lines a little bit. All right, so you can see, you folks at home can see the versatility of those. Those are all warm grays, but you can see that, I've almost got a brown for her. What do you call it? Her animal sports bra. Mm-hmm. Sean Willett says, I loved the last Graybeard show, by the way. It was an all-timer. I actually thought, I agree with you. I thought it was one of our better episodes in a while. It was pretty funny.
Wait, which one was this? What was this?
Huh?
What were we talking about?
Sean Willis was saying how much he liked the last Graybeards. He said it was one of the all-time great episodes.
Not according to some people.
Yeah, that's right. Fallen Lowlife has decided that we no longer fit the bill for him. So
he put us out the pasture.
He did, and it was sad because he's been one of our regulars since almost the beginning of the show. But I guess he doesn't appreciate old guy entertaining anymore.
Yeah. He relegated us to Nick at Night.
That's right. I used to watch that. Romy drops in. What else we got in here? JP Roca says, I went to C2E2 and got 3 commissions. That's what I go to cons for. Okay. So it's still a thing. Because remember, prints used to be a big deal, and now no one buys them anymore.
Yeah.
Well, they don't buy mine because I don't do copyrighted stuff.
I do.
Well, there's guys that still have the wall of
yeah, they're crazy.
Wall of prints that just have like everything, and it's like I see guys like that at San Diego, and I'm like, how in the world do you drag that much inventory with you? I mean, I guess maybe they live in California so they can drive down or whatever, but
yeah, it's like, how do you get away with it? It's crazy.
I know, and you never know what's going to sell, so you have to have multiple, obviously, copies of each print. And when you've got like 100 prints, it's like, gee, Christmas. You'll love that squeaky sound of the marker running out of juice.
Oh yeah, love it. There's no way I'm gonna finish this
Like finish it ever or finish it today?
today.
Okay, well, that's fine. Hmm. Figure out what I'm going to do here. If I do the background looks like a tree, so it should be brown, but I need separation from her. So I'm going to go gray. I'm going to go neutral gray.
Yeah, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Go to neutral gray.
You know what? I think you're onto something there. I'm going to do that.
Help where I can.
Glad you could help me out. I really like how her face turned out.
Sound like Dan.
Huh?
Sound like Dan.
Yeah, probably I could mix a little warm gray with a neutral gray. It would be different enough from her flesh tone, I think.
Yeah, put all the cool stuff like on your dinosaur and your
So I'm
rock.
going to all the in the background. I'm going to like marker in some palm trees and things like that back there.
Oh, I thought that was the sky back there.
What, back here?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to put like some trees and stuff and kind of fade it down.
Oh, okay.
But just use marker. I'm not going to do any line work.
There you go.
Citizen Ron says, don't forget the Chinese red. Oh, I've got the Chinese red waiting. It's waiting for me. My name tag is covering up too much of the artwork, so I'm going to shorten this. Let's just go with Aaron. See what that does. There we go. It's funny how this camera has warmed up these grays because they still look a little gray in the original. On screen, it looks like completely like I'm using browns and like sepia tones and stuff, which it's not quite that tan looking in real life, but there's nothing more satisfying than a fully loaded Copic marker. It just flows. And there's nothing more annoying than filling a Copic marker. So
I never got into that.
you film away, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see, I used to do that all the time until Tim Townsend's like, dude, those are not disposable. You can refill them. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So now I refill them, but it's like I spill all. Refilling the black is the worst.
Yeah.
Because the grays are sort of transparent. So you get them on your fingers or whatever, and you can't really notice. But that black, man, this is like everywhere when you try to.
Mm-hmm.
Drives me nuts. But there are many things that drives me nuts in life. Yeah, so I'll just put a little warm gray over the top of this neutral gray for this tree. I think it'll solve all of my problems. Well, not like my life problems, but my color problems for this particular piece. So I was working last night till like 10 o'clock, and I wasn't really paying attention to what time it was. And I go downstairs, and I'm like, I'm going to have some ice cream. So I get some ice cream, and then I'm like, I need to watch a movie or something. And so I grab my daughter, and I'm like, hey, let's watch a bad movie. She's like, it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, what? And so I looked and I said, oh, okay. So that didn't stop me. I went to Tubi and was looking for just something really bad that I could just watch like 15 or 20 minutes of. And here comes Bruce Lee, Fists of Fury. And I'm like, I have never seen this Bruce Lee movie. I've seen Enter the Dragon a gazillion times. I've seen Game of Death, but I had never seen Fists of Fury. So I turn it on and start watching it. And it's on for, I don't know, like 5 minutes. I'm like, where's the karate? So I start fast forwarding, to the movie. And so what I did, so we ended up watching most of the movie. I mean, I would fast forward through the dialogue parts because it was all like dubbed. It was really bad, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And but I would just fast forward to the karate parts, and I'm telling you, Bruce Lee must have killed 100 people in that movie. He was just freaking just like taking on 30 people and just breaking necks, and like he would grab guys by the balls and crush them, and just it was. I actually really liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Because the sound effects are so over the top, and
he said, "You killed my master. Why?
Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And he's like this seething psycho in this movie. It's like he just goes out and just freaking kills everyone. And then at the end, he finally was weird because it was like two rival Chinese, I don't know what they call it, karate or whatever, schools in Japan. And the one was like, threatening, they killed his master, and they were threatening the school. So he goes over there and beats the crap out of their entire class. It was like 30 guys, and the master, the guy who's this big fat Chinese guy. And they're like, okay, so his young guys can't beat him, but he thinks he can beat Bruce Lee, this fat out of shape dude. And so he kicks his butt and then warns them, But then they come back when he's not there, and they, beat the crap out of his school, Bruce Lee's school, the one that he goes to. And so then it's on, and he finds out that, this rival school that's led by this kind of Chinese mob boss karate guy. And, so he just basically takes revenge on this entire. I mean, he literally kills everyone, and at the end, he's like has to turn himself in, but then it ends like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But he's walking out the door, and there's all those cops out at the gate of the school with the guns at him, and he just goes, starts running and jumps into the air like he's attacking them, and then you hear the sound of it freeze frames, and then you hear the sounds of gunshots. So he went out in a blaze of glory.
Let me address the chat.
Yes.
Don't expect Aaron to get this right. He's a randaiguaylo that does not care about Japan or China. It's all the same to him.
What? No, wait a minute. He says, not in Japan, it's occupied China.
And you're also calling it karate. It's kung fu.
Whatever.
See? See? I just let it slide because I know who he is. Carter Roy said rice is rice.
Yeah, exactly. So wait a minute. So is this supposed to be like World War? When was So it's occupied China. So what year would that have been that Japan
It's
occupied?
still after the fact, but it's how the culture was acting even after the fact. How
Okay.
they treated, you know, uh, China, Japan, how they treated China and all that. So
Now the roles have reversed for sure now.
Citizen Ronan said, so I guess Sicilians are just Italians then.
Well, to me, and I'm Sicilian, I don't keep track of that crap. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I know other Italians don't think too highly of Sicily, but
And the Moors came over, and the Moors did so much.
well, hey, you don't want to mess with the Sicilians. That's where all the mob comes from, right? So now I don't have any mob connections at all. I was at a show years ago in Phoenix, and some guy comes up to me and he sees my banner. It says Aaron Lopresti on it. He goes, "Hey, are you the Aaron Lopresti from New Jersey?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Oh, I knew an Aaron Lopresti in high school." And I'm like, "What a bizarre combination for a name," you know.
He
But there's
owes me money,
apparently there, huh?
and he owes me money.
Yeah, it's definitely not me, dude. Um, but yeah, and I've run into that a couple times where people are like, "I went to school with Aaron Lopresti." Well, it wasn't me. And I thought for the longest time that I had a super unique name, this sort of Old Testament Hebrew first name and an Italian last name. But there you go. There's apparently more than one of us out there.
He's like, hey, paisan.
That's right.
He's a scafatun righty.
I don't know. I've never been into my heritage that much. I just don't care. But my uncle, and my cousin, my uncle's son, my uncle made multiple trips back to Sicily to meet distant relatives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was really into that, and I just never have been. I'm just like, yeah, I'm an American. Although my grandfather was first generation off the boat. His name's on Ellis Island. One of those.
So you don't have any relatives with the hard accents, like, yo, Aaron,
No,
righty.
no, because my grandfather had a brother, and this is going to shock everybody, but he actually moved to Chicago. So, and I never met him, and he didn't have any kids. He had an adopted son though that was really weird and used to come and stay with us. It's just the weirdest dude. And but other than that, no. And so and it's not like both my grandparents were like these, from Italy. It was like my grandfather came over during World War I, fought in World War I for the U.S., but then he married, an American girl, my grandmother. So it's so he was actually the only Italian that I knew, pure Italian in the family.
Oh. You know what? I think I'm going to change my mind about doing this ink wash on this. I want to do markers.
Yeah. It's like, it ain't working out.
Because I'm testing on the side over here. I don't like the way it's a little bit too rough.
Well, again, it's like the thing with markers is once you figure out how to use them, they're really easy because those of us who draw a lot, for our living. That's what we do, is draw. You get so used to holding a pencil type thing in your hand. That's why it's easier to ink with a pen than it is with a brush, because it's more like drawing that way. That's what we're used to. All right. Is it time to get out the Chinese red? Or is it the Japanese red? I can't keep up. So Bruce Lee didn't make that many movies, right?
What was that?
Bruce Lee didn't make that many movies, did he?
No. I mean, he used to be on a TV show as a child.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Well, that was like a Chinese show, right? Not in America.
Yeah. It was a TV show or some movies or a series of movies. Yeah.
Well, his acting didn't improve with age, unfortunately, but he did kick butt. Well, what's the one where he fights Chuck Norris, rips out his chest hair? Someone must know, because I've seen Enter the Dragon. That was with John Saxon. That who's the black karate guy?
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly was in that, and I love that movie.
Yeah,
it actually has a pretty decent plot to it. The Fist of Fury was a little weak in the story department, but so Fist of Fury, Enter the Dragon, and then I've seen Game of Death, which was his last film. But he had some more in there, didn't he?
Yep.
Way of the Dragon. There we go.
Yep.
There's Way of the Dragon, Return of the Dragon. I haven't seen either one of those, but so I assume it's Way of the Dragon or Return of the Dragon that has Chuck Norris in it.
All of his movies are masterpieces.
Well, the funny thing is, at least for guys, and it doesn't matter how old you are, when you watch those movies, as soon as you're done, you just start karate chopping crap.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those fists were fast as lightning.
Oh.
It was a little bit frightening. Those kicks with extra timing. Hey, and also Big Boss was good.
Is that another one he was in?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like 3 that I haven't seen: Way of the Dragon, The Big Boss, and Return of the Dragon. So apparently he made more money, made more movies than I was thinking.
Did you used to watch the Green Hornet show?
Yeah. That was only like 1 season, wasn't it?
Yep.
Because I remember the episode where they crossed over with Batman.
Yes.
And I do remember some Green Hornet episodes. The problem was I don't know what it was with being up in Portland, Oregon, but we didn't get a lot of programming that other places had. Like I'm sure in LA that stuff was all over the place, but I don't remember the Green Hornet ever. It might have run for like 1 season in reruns, and I don't think it ever came back.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't blow up for kids because it was a little bit too serious. They took themselves more serious than what the Batman TV show was.
Right.
They were trying to make it like, oh, if you watch this, you'll like this, and it didn't go over as well.
Well, they only, like I said, I think we would get like the Flintstones constantly for years. They would run the Flintstones.
Well, that was the Simpsons of its time. So
Yeah, and then we got Batman, Adam West Batman all the time. I mean, that was always on. It seemed like, but Green Lantern or Green Hornet was.
Well, they would play Batman 2 days in a row. They'd have it on. It was either Tuesday and Wednesday or Wednesday and Thursday. And so that's why you were seeing it so much. They didn't do that with Green Hornet.
No. And so if Green Hornet was on, a lot of times I wasn't aware that it was on. Yeah. And so I didn't see that many episodes. Yeah. I saw all the Batman ones, but.
Well, they kept on juggling the days on Green Hornet, and that's why it got lost in the. And that was the probably the number one reason why they wanted to do the crossover, so they would get people to watch the Green Hornet.
That makes sense.
It didn't work. And I think it pissed off more people than endeared them to it, because they're just like, there's no way Robin could, beat up,
whatever.
Kato. There's no way.
Well, it's like Kato was like, he did more fighting than Green Hornet did.
Yeah, he did.
So I remember a guy, we'd see those episodes, and my neighborhood kids everybody was older than me, like by 2 years. And they were like, oh yeah, Bruce Lee, there's Bruce Lee movies, so everybody would go and see the Bruce Lee movies. I didn't, because my mom wouldn't let me. And then when I turned 14, man, I looked old enough to get into R-rated movies, and dude, I went. Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Bruce Lee movies.
So did they like call you a narc in school? He said, how does this narc has a full beard?
No, I didn't have that. But once I started growing a little bit, and that's the thing. That's the curse, right? I mean, I'm 62, but I look like I'm 72, and it's like, okay.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd say at least, 78.
Yeah, I could go like, don't sell yourself short, man. You're like much older than that. Oh, brother. This reminds me of Topps had the license for Jurassic Park. I know that has nothing to do with Bruce Lee, but because I'm working on the dinosaur right now.
It has everything to do with Bruce Lee. What are you talking about?
Huh?
I said it has everything to do with Bruce Lee. Didn't you see that one movie when Bruce Lee was fighting the dinosaurs?
There's no Bruce Lee movie where he's fighting dinosaurs.
Oh, that was a recent AI thing.
It was AI.
Yeah. Him and Chuck Norris were kicking dinosaurs' butts.
Oh. Hey, Valley of Gwangi is now on someplace free. Where did I just see an advertisement for? Was it Netflix or one of my subscription services? We now have Valley of Gwangi for free. And I'm like, I would hope so. But that's the cowboys, like in Mexico, go down in James Franciscus, and they go and there's this hidden valley in Mexico where there's still dinosaurs, and they go wrangle these dinosaurs and put them in a circus. Of course, everything goes wrong, but it's Ray Harryhausen, so it's cool. But there was a lot of stuff going on in that short period of time, the boom years in comics, where you sort of had that second wave of indies, like Topps and things like that, and they were doing Well, they were doing Xena, and they had Jurassic Park, and then they had Michael Golden doing like Jackie Chan, I think,
Oh yeah.
something like that.
Super talent on a dumb book.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know why he did it, but
Cha-ching! They came up with a paper. What are you talking about?
I know Renee Witterstatter had a personal relationship with Jackie Chan. Like, I don't mean romantic. I mean, I don't know, but it was just she knew him, and so that's how they got the license for the book. And but I don't know why Michael worked on it, unless, like you said, I'm going to pay you a lot of money to do this. Okay.
Mhm.
His dinosaur covers for Jurassic Park are freaking amazing. I'm almost done.
Of course you are.
Well, if you'd answer your phone, you would have been here on time, and we would have had a little more.
And I still wouldn't be as close.
It is funny how you can use the different values on these gray markers, and it almost looks like a color drawing.
Yeah.
Spartan X says Artoroy. That is correct. Chris, Evil One for 5 said, would Strathmore 300 series Bristol paper work with ink wash? I don't want my paper to shrivel up, but I also don't want to use watercolor paper. 300 series is pretty heavy paper, as memory serves. Are you going to get a little bit of buckling? It's almost, even watercolor paper, you get a little bit of buckling. I don't have any 300. I got. No, actually, I do have 300. Let me see. I've watercolored, Chris. I've watercolored on just about everything. You're going to get some buckling. There's no way around it. But 300 series is pretty heavy paper, so not a bad call if you're just going to. And it depends also how big it is, because you can get. Well, you said you didn't want to use watercolor paper, but there's tablets of smaller, like watercolor paper, heavier, really heavier paper. That you could use depending on what size you're doing. But I don't know, David, is there anything heavier than 300 just for regular?
Yeah. Oprah.
Oprah?
You said something heavier than 300.
Arthur Royce says, yeah, 300 is normal, 200 is thin, and 400 is what I use. So there you go. Thank you for the 5, though, Chris. It's funny because I just kind of, a lot of times will just use what I've got. And that's not necessarily all that helpful, I know. HR 3800 says goodbye. I guess he's leaving us.
And that's like the third time he said goodbye.
I don't know. He's one of those. It's like at Christmas, they start to leave, then they talk at the halfway to the door. Then you get to the front door and you talk some more. No, what's it? Keep going though. No hard feelings. Keep your gay things or yourself. I'm not into that. I don't know what's going on. What is going on in the world? I don't understand. Is he talking to us or someone else in the chat? I don't know.
I don't
Hmm.
know. Art of Roy. No, that's a clone you're talking about. The real Oprah is still a super fat bitch who lives underground.
You're about- Oh my goodness! All right. Well, David knows these things, folks. So you just got to believe. You got to trust him on those.
Yeah.
Does she still have a show, by the way?
Aren't all shows produced by her?
Yeah, but I mean, does she have her show though, like her talk show still, or no?
I don't know. You're gay if you do know. I'm waiting for someone to say yeah or
That's
no.
probably true. But see, I don't know, so that proves I'm straight.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Marcus Killigrew is gay.
He knows. Marcus knows everything, though.
You had to feign that you didn't know, Marcus.
I think, though, when you're the purveyor of pop culture knowledge, then you're expected to know everything, even stuff like that you wouldn't normally know.
Art of Roy is gay too. Golly, they keep on answering. I said, whoever answers and knows. Oh my gosh, you guys are just outing yourselves. Keep it on the low, bro.
Are you drawing at all, or are you just like sitting there?
Yeah, you can't see my computer's frozen. My screen is frozen.
You're so full of it.
There's nothing moving. I'm look. Can't you see my hands?
Okay, you know what? Am I getting gaslit right now? Is that what they call that?
I'm like markering mine too. Sheesh. I told you I was changing up. What's going on?
Well, I have a sense of purpose here, so.
Dang. I wish y'all could see what I'm doing.
It's so nice.
It's off the
hook. No idea what you're missing. Good. Well, the one thing I've taken out of this draw stream is that I know that there's a lot more Bruce Lee movies that I have not seen yet. Now I have to go see. Now, Jim Kelly did a lot too, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did way more, yeah.
He was like the cool guy in the game of oh god, the one that we were just Enter the Dragon. Yeah. He got killed, man.
Yeah, I mean, me and Palmer, we met him like a month before he passed away. He was at a show.
Like at a show?
Yeah.
Did you get an autograph or something?
Palmer did.
You're not into that?
Not at all. But he had great movies, Black Belt Jones, Three the Hard Way. I mean, my dad took me to go see Three the Hard Way when I was when I was a kid. That was in '74. So I was like, what, 5?
I remember going to see Predator 2, and some dad brought this little kid. It couldn't have been more than 5. in to watch that movie, and I was like, dude, seriously? But kind of violent, you know?
Black Samurai and
Black Samurai. Now that sounds good.
Hot Potato.
All right, I'm going to take a minute here and just real quickly.
Okay, Gary's being a smarty pants. He go, "Hey guys, who's reading the chat?"
See, it makes no difference if Gary's here or not. The chat does not get read.
Yeah.
So, all right. So right now we have kind of a Graybeards project that wasn't started off to be that, but it has become that. Barbaric Adventures, we're at 376 backers. That means we're 24 backers away from raffling off some free artwork. So tell your neighbors, tell your friends to back so we can give away some more artwork. What this is, if you don't know, and I assume that 99% of you do, but you have to listen to it anyway. This is a 64-page square-bound magazine format. That's 8.5 by 11, black and white, but with tonal rendering, which at least I am demonstrating today. I don't know what David's doing, but there's 3 stories in this. Mine, which is called Primal Zone, is a interdimensional dinosaur and caveman type story, very Edgar Rice Burroughs-y. David is going to tell a story of a young medieval knight who battles a horde of demons in a quest to become a true warrior. And finally, Dan Lawless takes us to a futuristic Mars where a high-tech society has fallen into savage chaos, and one man leads a rebellion to defeat the corrupt powers that have seized control. Gary Martin contributes the inside front cover pinup, and I will also be showing a 4 or 5 page preview story of Freya, the Ice Princess Yeti Slayer. You have 4 cover options. This is mine right here, featuring my characters. There's David's painted cover featuring his characters. This is Dan's cover featuring his, and this may be going red, folks. So I believe it is. I think he's been pressured into turning that background into red, which makes the cover quite impactful. So be looking for that soon. And then, of course, the great Joe Jusko contributes this Freya the Ice Princess cover where she's slaying Yetis with reckless abandon in the snow. Here's some of the interior pages by me. You can see the ink wash technique that I'm using. This is actual ink wash, not markers. And then here's some Dan Lawless work where he's doing his digitally, his gray, but still looks really, really cool. Here's some of the extras and add-ons. I won't go into all the detail, but sketchbook, signed print, shot glass, original art. In fact, the piece I'm working on right now will be going up later today on here for sale. We're throwing everything in the kitchen sink to get this thing properly funded, so that'll be in there. The Indiegogo format now is you scroll all the way down. Everything is vertical. So at the bottom here, you'll find your rewards that you can order. 4-pack plus, that's all 4 covers plus the sketchbook. For $105, it's a normal $120 value. There's the shot glass. That is the logo, actually, that will be laser etched into the shot glass. You can get cover A, B, C, or D. If you have a favorite, you just want one copy, that's how you do it. If you want to get a combo order, you can get Barbaric Adventures 1 with the signed sketchbook for $40. That's a $5 savings. Or you can get a copy of the book, the sketchbook, and the signed print for $55, which is a $5 savings. Or you can get the big Barbaric box, which along with the 4-pack plus is the best deal because this is a $210 value for $185. You get all 4 covers plus a 5th cover that will only be available in this big box. You get the shot glass, you get the signed print, you get the sketchbook, and you get this 4-print portfolio signed by me in an illustrated envelope that only is available in the Big Barbaric box. So that's a $210 value for $185, $25 off. I'm practically throwing in that extra cover for free. And if you continue to scroll down, you'll see the original art that's been up on the site for sale. And a lot of it is sold, but there's still a few pieces left. If you're interested, and then you keep going down, and you'll find all your add-ons. So you can put together an order any way you like. You can order one cover, and maybe you want a back issue of Wraith of God, 1, 2, or 3, Saved by the Trash sketchbook, Kit Carter, Planet Doom, Garbage Man trade paperback, Power Cube trade paperback, all 4 covers, and the Kit Carter sketchbook. So all this stuff is available as add-ons along with the other goodies that are on here. I can tell you this is the best work I've done in my life. So I am super stoked for this. And anyway, so we continue to progress on this. Thank you guys, all of you that have backed already. And please spread the word if you haven't. We're under 3 weeks to go on this. We'd like to get to 500 backers. But as soon as we get to 400 backers, that's an original piece of artwork being raffled off. We've already raffled off 1. And so we'll do it again every time we hit double zeros on the backer numbers. So please consider backing if you haven't done so already. There's a link in the description of this video. Also, a link pinned to the top of the chat in this video. If you're on X watching, you can go to my profile page, and you will find a link at the top there as well. Or you can just go to Indiegogo, type in Barbaric Adventures or Aaron Lopresti, and it'll take you right to the campaign. Thank you very much for your time. And now back to the drawing portion of our show.
And please share.
Yes, and share it out, please. We appreciate it. You guys' help in getting these this campaign seen is of vital importance to the overall success of the campaign, and we appreciate your help and contributions in that regard.
Did it unfreeze yet?
You're so full of crap.
What? What?
What? Well, that's fine. I'll just get mine done.
I got a lot of masking off to do on this.
You just got to wing it, man, like I do. No masking. Just go for it.
Nah.
He goes, I don't want to look like crap like yours.
I ain't saying all that.
All right, so I've got this sort of background markered in here. It's just a neutral gray 1. All right, I'm going to do it. Chinese red, here it comes.
Here we go.
Actually, I'm sorry, it's Chinese orange, not Chinese red.
I got to get the drumsticks out. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
That is orange. That's like orange.
No, it looks more orange. See, we have this conversation every time I use this. It's a very red orange.
Okay.
It's not orange.
It's blood orange.
I guess. Have you ever had a blood orange?
Oh, yeah.
I used to eat them. I haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
You ever had ugly fruit?
No.
They're kind of like grapefruit.
Oh.
But they're like all like...
I'm straight.
Grape.
Oh, grapefruit.
Yeah.
You said ugly fruit.
Well, I did, but it's kind of like a grape.
Oh, okay.
Not a... Anyway. But they're like really kind of wrinkly and stuff, which is why they call them ugly fruit. Like lumpy and wrinkly.
Yeah.
But, you know. Interesting. You have to go to places like Whole Foods and those type of places to get it. You're not going to go to Safeway and find an ugly fruit laying there.
Art of Roy said in '75 his pops took him to go see Mandingo.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was, I'm guessing, fairly adult. And it's, I never saw the movie, but I do remember seeing the book cover, I think.
Yeah.
It's funny what a massive industry exploitation films were in the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tarantino's made a career out of it, so.
I had a friend who used to always address his stuff as, so, yeah, I had to put my Mandingus away. What the hell? I don't want to hear about your Mandingus.
Oh, man. What did Kevin Graves say about all this?
That's nasty, man.
Don't be talking about Mandingo. Yeah, I can't do his voice. So you
Oh, you must have been talking about me.
You know, the thing about Kevin is he's not as tall as you think he is.
Oh, is that right? Is that what you think?
Yeah, well, no, because I actually you know, stood next to him on multiple occasions at shows and talked to him.
You were tippy toeing.
Huh?
You were tippy toeing.
No, I wasn't. He's thick, you know, I wouldn't mess with him, but he's not as tall as I am.
Yes, he is.
No,
How tall are you?
6'2".
Yeah, he's 6'3".
Oh, BS, he's 6'3".
He is.
No way. I'm taller than he is.
No, you're not.
Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, you are.
He's a typical Hollywood actor lying about his height.
No.
Dude. All right. I never see him at shows anymore, so I can go up and prove my my accusations. Just saying. At least that's how I remember it.
Of course. And plus, he was kneeling down to look at your portfolio.
Well, maybe. It's like everybody's saying Arnold's 6'2". Arnold ain't 6'2".
There's no way he's 6'2".
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he's lucky. He's probably more like 5'11".
Yep.
And then everybody's saying that Ferrigno is 6'5", and that is not true.
No.
Yeah. He's not 6'5". He's taller than me, but he's about 6'3".
Yeah. I'm telling you, him and Kevin are around the same size.
Yeah, you guys are high. Kevin's got that Hollywood thing going on, you know? All right, I think that red looks okay.
That orange, man?
Yeah, what, a Chinese orange?
Yeah.
I had to put a little some highlights here though. My Sharpie whiteout brush.
See, turned out nice.
Thank you. Well, this will be going up, like I said, on the website, on the the campaign site shortly after this draw stream ends. I think I got it. All right.
See,
Sharpie whiteout, man.
Art of Roy said See, I can't find those Sharpie whiteouts. I wish I could. Arthur Roy said Arnold has shrunk down to 5'10", and he said it's like how Hulk Hogan shrunk down from 6'5" to about 6 foot.
Dude, I came across. Do you guys remember Nikolai Volkov?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, dude, I saw him at Los Angeles Airport when I was in film school, and I was at my height, my very highest. I was 6'2" and a quarter, and I was taller than Nikolai Volkov.
Mm.
And he was still young. He was in his prime. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it wasn't like this old age drink stuff. It's just all these dudes lie. So it's kind of like, like everybody says Clint Eastwood's 6'4". He's probably like 6'2".
Yeah.
Didn't he just turn 100 years old?
Did he? I don't know.
I think I saw he really looked. I mean, yeah, if you're 100 years old, you look pretty stinking old. But it's so weird when you see guys that you haven't seen in a long time, and they're like 90 something or 100, and you're just like, whoa, that guy aged, because the last time you saw him, they were like 60 or something. Like, have you seen those pictures of Jack Nicholson like creeping out of his house on his deck, and he just really looks old, and you're like, it's just weird to see. You see people like Shatner but we see Shatner all the time, so it's like because he's at shows or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and so you kind of, it's not a shock to see him at 94 years old because you've been seeing him every year. But these guys I haven't seen in 10 years or whatever. It was like when Gene Hackman died, I hadn't seen that guy, in years. And I was like, whoa, he's old, It's like, yeah, he is. He's 90s.
Arthur Roy said, we all shrink, Aaron. I only shrink in cold water.
Yeah. No, I've lost like a half an inch, which kind of ticks me off. But height-wise, I mean.
Yeah.
No, now you've got me intrigued because I need to stand next to Kevin Grievous because I think you're full of it. I mean, he may say 6'3", but I don't believe it. It always cracks me up to stand next to like basketball players, and you're like, dude, I mean, like guards and stuff. Obviously, not like. But there's guys that's like, say they're 6'8", and you walk by them and you're like, okay, that dude's 6'5", maybe. And I met a couple of Trailblazer guards. They were at our church basketball camp. One of them was listed at 6'3", which I give it to him because in shoes I was sitting there talking to him, and he was slightly taller than me. So I said, all right, dude, I'll give you the 6'3". But like Damian Lillard is listed at 6'3", and I'm telling you, that dude, if he's 6'1", it's
Evil One says that Aaron has a Napoleon complex.
I don't know. I don't think you can be 6'2" and have a Napoleon complex. I'm just saying that I don't know. I remember talking to Kevin, and I don't remember him being taller than me, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Andrew Medrano said, aren't you 101 years old, Aaron?
Not quite.
Citizen Ronan said, Aaron wears lifts.
I'll tell you, I was really getting ticked when I went into the doctor and got measured, and I like lost. It was really bizarre because I was getting measured at like 6'1.5", which really infuriated me. Because, like I said, in college I was 6'2 and a quarter. And I was like, how could I have lost 3/4 of an inch? But then I just went in recently to another doctor's appointment, and I said, you guys got to measure me. And they did, and they came out at 6'2". So I was like, okay, so what's going on here? So I'm going to stick with 6'2" and say I've lost 1/4 of an inch. I think I can live with that.
Mustang Trainer sent a super chat.
Nope. Mustang Trainer for a big 20. Thank you. Why is that horse lying dead on your that little avatar there? It looks like a horse laying down. I'm wondering, did he train it so already killed it? Did I miss a 3-hour stream about Batman? Something for tomorrow, I suppose, Mr. Lopresti, Mr. Williams. Thank you for another interesting and entertaining week and your everlasting contributions to fandom. Well, thank you very much, Mustang Trainer. And yes, you did. Graybeards on Wednesday was Batman. I did animated Batman. David did Keaton Batman, which turned out really, really nice. And then Dan did Christopher Nolan Batman, or the what's his face, Christian Bale Batman, which turned out nice. So it was an entertaining show for everybody except one person who no longer watches.
Exactly.
Oh, look at that. There it is right there. You guys, that is for sale. Contact David if you want to get a piece of that. Actually, not a piece of it. You get the whole thing. Some people are saying that it's the greatest Graybeard since the last one. So
so they just keep getting greater and greater.
That's right. So you don't want to miss this show. You just never know what's going to happen. We had a big
I can say it's better than other shows. I can say that for sure.
Yes. We had a big bid off to see who gets to pick the topic for next week, and Stealth 5 and gosh darn it, what was his name? It was more complicated. Meteor Pegasus really went after it, and both of them put in super chats, $500 worth of super chats. Chris Evil One put in like $35. Randy Howell had 21. Somebody else, Gemini Dragon, I think got in like 90 some dollars worth. It was crazy. But I always give out artwork when we get to someone puts in 250 in super chats. And so those guys are actually, both of those guys are getting 2 pieces of artwork because they both put in $500. So, but Stealth wanted it $502. So he'll be picking our category, which he's threatening that it's going to be something to do with anime, which is making me sick to my stomach just thinking about. But I feel like I'm going to bring it next week and really shock people.
Henry Angeles has a question.
Yes.
Says, I don't recall the controversy with the Batman show. Did I miss something?
Was there a No, I'm just saying someone posted on Twitter that they were dissatisfied with the Graybeards and wouldn't be watching anymore. So that's what I was talking about.
Marcus Killigrew gave me a compliment. He said David is way better at reading the chats than Gary.
Oh.
Evil One gave me another compliment right after that.
Yeah.
He said David won.
Okay, I concede. If it was a competition, which it's not, I would concede that you would have won. I concede that.
Gary chimed in and said, "Boo."
Well, true. Gary needs, when Gary is selling his books, he needs help reading the chat.
It's true. He doesn't give a damn until he can sell. And then after that,
he doesn't do a good job, right? Yeah. He's kind of like,
he can only read when it says cha-ching. He's okay, it's sold. Yes. Rand Erickson, you got the books. All right. Okay, back to my job. What is it?
Yeah, exactly. What
oh, yeah, I forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Gary wrote in, yep.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Gary's getting older, so I guess we got to give him a little bit of slack. But my thing is, for as much as he's getting paid to be on the show, you would think that he could just do his one job. But
I think it's a part of his character thing that he does on purpose. I'm going to intentionally not read the chat so I could get some crap and have people to talk. So it's a character thing.
Well, it could also be a physical, like, eye thing too. I mean, he is,
90.
Yeah, so it's like he probably doesn't see that well either.
Yeah. Sorry, Gary.
Hey, don't ever be sorry about speaking truth.
I think it's, there's truth and then there's honesty. I think, we don't always have to be honest. We could spare some of the honesty.
All right, I think
Matthew Meemaw came into Gary's defense. Gary does a fine job of reading the chat.
Well, hey, here's the thing. Matthew's a really nice guy, and he doesn't want anybody to leave feeling bad about themselves.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that because he defends me when you guys are picking on me. So
as far as I'm concerned, everybody could get it at any time.
All right. I think that's good enough.
Gary has a question for you.
Gary does?
Yeah.
Is it a super chat?
Of course not.
Then don't read it.
I got to read it.
Okay.
He goes, is now a good time to ask for a raise?
Well, you may ask.
Like, you could get a tip of this shoe up in your wife.
All right. Hang on a second here now. So we can get accurate color representation. There we go.
Go full screen.
Actually, that's still not. That red is still redder than it actually is in real life. But
it's redder now that you're holding it up in a different camera.
Yeah, it's not that red. It's more orange, but there you go.
It's nice. I like it.
There you go, folks. This will be, and I'm going to scan this so you actually get an accurate recreation of it. And it's going up on the old campaign page here in a few minutes after I sign this baby. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us again. Remember to back Barbaric Adventures if you have not done so already. Again, there's a link in the description of the video. It's also pinned to the chat. It is the book that we are currently working on. You can see the painting for my cover back there behind me. We got less than 3 weeks to go on this campaign, so if you haven't backed, please consider doing so. And I don't think you're going to be in fact, I know you're not going to be disappointed. And if you don't get it, you're going to be sorry you didn't. So there you go. All right. So today's Friday. You guys have a great weekend. Come and join me on the there's David's cover, which he's already sold. That already sold on the campaign page. With very nice painting. Join me on my Sunday show, guys. I will be here at 3 o'clock Pacific time, and we will do all sorts of things from Bigfoot to Academy Awards. All right, guys. Thanks. We will see you next time. Peace out.